everybody. My name is Carly. I'm a recruitment officer at Brock University.
And my name is Mike. I'm an admissions officer here at the registrar's office.
Thank you for joining us today. We're very excited to have you to speak to you about the next steps about your journey to Brock University. So we're specifically going to be speaking about course registration and summer orientation programs as well.
Wednesday is a big day, and we hope this webinar is going to help prepare you for that.
So just to take note, you can actually re-watch today's webinar by going to the link that you're at right now. Or you can actually download the slides to this presentation tomorrow by going to the link discover.brocku.ca/webinar if you want to reread what we're speaking about today. Please, throughout this webinar, submit your questions. We would love to get in touch with you and answer them at the end of the presentation. So if you think of anything, please type them into the link there, and we'd be happy to answer these questions at the end. Before we get started, we just want to say a huge congratulations to each and every one of you for accepting your offer and for becoming a Brock Badger. We're very excited to have you here in September. So we want to help you today transition by first registering for your courses. So you're probably wondering, when do you register for courses? Course registration for incoming first-year students who don't have any credits at all is taking place on Wednesday, June 19th at 6 a.m., so just 2 days from now. If you are a transfer student and you do have credits already, please take note of the dates on the slides right now, just because if you have more than 0 credits, there are different course registration dates for you. So just take note of that. The first thing you want to do to begin the process of course registration is go back to your offer of admissions, just to make sure that you know the program that you've actually been admitted to. This will help you plan your schedule and make sure you're registering in the right courses. Once you've done that, you want to make sure that you're familiar with the undergraduate calendar. So if you go to the link at the bottom of the screen today, this will bring you to the course calendar. And what that is basically it lists every single program that we offer at Brock. You'll click on the program you've been admitted to, and you'll be able to see a breakdown year by year of all the course requirements that you need. This will help you plan your schedule. So for example, on the screen you're going to see the business administration program. So you're going to see in year 1 all the courses that you need to take. This will help you plan your schedule and register for the right courses.
Universities often have complex academic lingo, so we're going to help go through some of that with you today, just so you're aware. We have required courses and context courses at Brock. Required courses are exactly what they sound like. They're taken as part of your degree program. We really encourage you to place these first and register first, these courses first in your schedule. We also have context credits. So these are mandatory courses for all students, no matter what program they are in. It's designed to give you a more broad educational background. All students need to complete a course in the humanities, sciences, or social sciences. You can find a full listing of these context credits on the discover.brocku page. We also have elective credits. So electives can be chosen in any area of interest outside of your program. You can also use these elective courses to build a minor into your program as well. Again, you can visit the discover.brocku.ca site for full listing of all the different academic terms that we have. So now that you've seen what courses are required, that Carly's gone through with you, the undergraduate calendar, it's important to know when these courses are being offered so you know what to register for on Wednesday. That's where the timetable comes in. You can find it on the Office of the Registrar's site. The timetable will list all the courses that are being offered next year and when they are being offered. So it's important to do your research and start planning out your schedule now so you're ready to go on Wednesday morning. To design your timetable, we've drafted a schedule, a printable version that you can print right from our website on the link on your screen. You can do that to kind of visualize what your schedule is going to look like. Again, back to the academic lingo that we have, there's different durations of courses. So some courses are offered for the entire year in the fall and winter semester, and they run from September to April. Those are called D1 courses, and they're worth 1 credit. Courses that take place from September to December are D2 courses, and they are half a credit. Similarly, D3 courses run from January to April, and those are also worth half a credit. A full course load at Brock is equivalent to 5 credits over the course of the fall and winter term. So that can be either 5 full-year courses or 10 half-year courses or some combination of that. It's important when you are registering for your courses that you not only register for the courses that are taking place in the fall, but also the ones that take place in the winter as well. Again, all courses have secondary components to them as well. While all courses have a lecture component where the professor stands in the front of the room and talks to the students, all of them are accompanied by either a seminar, lab, or tutorial. This is pretty unique at Brock. Seminars, labs, and tutorials are maxed out at 20 students. So each week you meet with 20 students from the broader lecture. You have a chance to talk about the weekly readings in a little bit more detail with the teacher, with the teaching assistant, or the professor themselves. And you can ask questions you don't want to ask in front of the larger lecture. So it's important to remember these secondary components when you're designing your schedule and you're registering for your courses.
Okay, so now that we know how to plan your schedule, we're going to walk through the steps of what it's actually going to look like on your end when you log in. So on June 19th at 6 a.m., so just 2 days from now, when you go to my.brocku.ca to register for your courses, you're going to be entered into a queue. So you can go on actually a few minutes early so you can find a place in that queue. And then once you get in through that line, you're going to be brought to your main page of your portal. So to register for your courses, you're going to click the Register tab on the left-hand side at the top of the screen to actually get into registering for your courses. Once you're there, you're going to see this screen. And this is just a registration and declaration form with a few questions you need to answer just to confirm the program that you've been admitted to, which will then lead you right into the registration site. So this is what the screen's going to look like. You're going to be able to type in the course name and course number to actually see the dates and times the courses are offered. So we have an example on the screen. Economics 1P92. So Econ 1P92 is typed in as the course code, and then you're going to see the different dates and times that it's offered at. So for example, this course is offered during D2, the fall term, and D3, the winter term. So it's up to the student to decide when they want that to fit into their schedule. So you'll be able to see, like, this student is going to choose Econ 1P92 during duration 3, so the winter. You'll see that the lecture is offered Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So that's the first component that they're going to be clicking on. So they now know that they want to be in that lecture. Once they've chosen the lecture, there's a little drop down. The little plus symbol will indicate the tutorials, seminars, and labs. So the second components to their courses that Mike was talking about. You're actually registering for both of them at the same time. So once the student clicks on the tutorial that they want and they click the add button, that means that they're added into both the lecture and tutorial at the same time. Now you're not going to really receive any confirmation that you've actually selected that course, but once you hit that add button, you'll be added to both the tutorial and the lecture for that one course, and then you're good to go. To check that you've actually successfully registered in those courses, you can go to the Student Schedule tab on the left-hand side of your portal, which is highlighted right now, just to make sure that you don't have any conflicts and that you've actually successfully added that course into your schedule.
Now it's time to pay your fees. So you registered for your courses. We'll see you in September. You can see when all of your fees are due on your MyBrockU student portal. Brock doesn't mail out any financial statements. Everything can be found on your MyBrockU student portal in the student financial history page. This includes things like tuition, ancillary fees, residence fees, meal plans, things like this. Next year, students will have the opportunity to opt out of some ancillary fees. These fees are related to the student experience, student activities, so we'd encourage you to look into these fees before you decide to opt out of them. To check your student financial history page, you're going to log into your MyBrockU student portal, similar to what you did when you're registering for courses. You're going to scroll down, though, and click on Student Financial History. When you click on this, you'll see your financial statement pull up. You can click on payment options and it'll give you almost like a bill that you bring to a bank to pay there, but it looks kind of like your phone bill and it's telling you how much you need to pay. If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see a detailed breakdown of not only the charges and credits that you have on your account, but you'll see the courses that you're registered in. This is another great way to make sure that on registration, the courses actually went through and you registered for them. Again, you'll see your charges that are due, so things like tuition fees, residence fees, but also credits. So things like scholarships will show up on the student financial history. We do have in highlighted changes are pending on there, and that's because it's not a real-time thing. It may take some time for any charges or payments to show up in your account.
Okay, so you don't have to make any payments when you actually register for courses on Wednesday, the 19th. So we're going to kind of outline the deadlines and how to make a payment for you. So for any domestic student, there's a few options of how to make a payment, one being internet, phone, and ATM banking. You can also pay in person at a Canadian bank or credit union, or you can use your Aeroplan points as well. So those are 3 options. Then there's a couple others. Those include by check, so you can mail a check to Brock University. or you can pay in person at our Brock Central department. Those are the hours that we're open, so you can also pay by check or debit in person. Please just take note that there are a few business days of processing for these funds, so just keep in mind the deadlines that Mike's going to outline. You just want to make sure that your payments are here on time. So just keep in mind that if it takes 2 to 3 or 5 business days, you're paying in advance to make sure the money is received to Brock on time. For any international student, you have a couple of payment methods as well. So one being the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce International Student Payment Service. And then you can also use the Western Union Global Pay. So usually these take around 3 to 5 business days, so please keep in mind that as well. So when you are making that payment, the funds are here on time as well.
Any international students who are required to pay the $1,000 non-refundable tuition deposit, please ensure you do so, otherwise you won't be able to register for your courses. So now that we know how to make those payments, when are all those payments due? Deadlines. So for tuition and ancillary fees, it's going to depend on the duration for the courses that you're registered in. So any courses that run for the entire year, you're going to pay for half the course in September, the other half of that course in January. Any courses that run only in the fall, from September to December, you're going to pay for in September. Any courses that run from January to April, you'll pay for that course in January. Residence fees are due sooner. The first installment is coming up later this summer, July 31st, with final payment being on the first day of classes in September. So now that you are coming to Brock, we encourage you to start your Brock experience early and get involved in one of our summer orientation programs. The first is Smart Start. It's a one-day academic orientation program where we'll help you get your student card. We'll review your schedule with you to make sure you're registered in the right courses. You get to meet other first-year students that are starting with you in September and learn about the different services and activities you can get involved with when you're a Brock student. Dates run throughout July and August, and you can register at the link on your screen.
There's also another orientation program that runs throughout the summer, and that's called LEAP. So this is a first-hand look at our campus and community. There's actually an overnight option as well, so you can stay in residence to see what it would be like to stay in residence on campus. You'll experience the downtown St. Catharines, city of St. Catharines. You'll be able to participate in many volunteer opportunities and skill-building workshops, just to get a feel for what it's like to be a Brock student. This is offered throughout the summer as well. So we have a day program, July 23rd, and there's also July 27th and August 9th, which are overnight programs. So if you are interested, you can go to that link on the screen to register for that opportunity. And the last opportunity that you have throughout the summer for a summer orientation program is called Base Camp. So any of you who are outdoorsy and like to explore nature, there's an opportunity for you to camp together with incoming students and current students to learn about how to adjust to university life and what that transition looks like when you're moving away from home, and to confidently start your first semester with us as a Brock Badger. So those trips depart on July 28th. August 12th, 19th, 27th, and 30th. So there are many options for that. If you are interested, you can go to the link on the screen to register for that opportunity as well.
If you haven't done so, please submit your questions online now in the chat function or connect with us on social media. Carly and I are going to go through some of your questions that you've submitted already, and we'll be back in just a few moments with those answers.
All right, thank you for all your questions. We are back. We are going to try to get through as many questions as possible. If we didn't answer your question today, please just email us at futurestudent@brocku.ca, and we'll definitely get in touch with the answers for your question. So we're going to get started. So the first question that we've received is, if a course lasts half of a year, does that mean it is worth full or half a credit? So if a course lasts half of the year, it means that it's a half credit. So that means it's either a D2 course, which runs in the fall, so September to December, or it's a D3 course, which runs January to April. If you need to take 2 half courses, that does equal 1 full credit. So you would usually take 1 in the fall term, D2, and 1 in the D3 term, winter, and that would equal 1 full credit. The second question is, if I take a full year course and they have seminars, is it possible to switch seminar times in the next term? Potentially, there is no guarantee. What we encourage you to do is get in contact with your academic advisor to see if any changes can be made to your schedule. Usually those courses, the lectures and seminars run throughout the full year, but some exceptions can be made if there is space in different seminar times. So we just encourage you to get in contact with your advisors to see if there's any changes that can be made.
Next question was regarding recommended courses for your program, and it'll affect you negatively if you don't take those courses. If a course is recommended for your program, we recommend taking it because it may be a prerequisite to a course in your upper years. So again, when in doubt, contact your academic advisor just to confirm with them. But if a course is recommended, we do recommend taking that course because it'll help you with some of your required courses. Next question we had revolved around OSAP and questions about if OSAP loans and tuition payments and deadlines. Just know that students are responsible for all posted deadlines for finances, so it's important you make sure you clear your charges by the posted deadline. If you are looking into OSAP, it's important to direct all your questions to OSAP directly. It is a Government of Ontario program, and make sure to get your documents into them as soon as possible so they can assess your file and release your funds prior to the first day of classes. Next, we had a question about taking a full year course, D1 and D2 courses in the fall. So a D1 course runs strictly fall right through to April, so it's a full year course. If you only plan on taking courses in one semester, it's important that you only register for courses that run in that semester. Just know that a D1 course will run for the entire year.
The last question that we have is, if I take extra courses, how much would I get charged? So all students who are incoming, we encourage you to take the full course load, which is 5 credits per year. We don't usually encourage students to take additional courses, just to make sure that you're following the program plan, so you're graduating on time. It's 5 credits per year. But we do encourage you to go to brocky.ca/SAFA, SAFA, just to get an idea of what the breakdown of tuition is. If you do have to take an extra course, or if there is different course requirements for your program, it depends. But again, we do encourage all students to take a full course load, which is just 5 credits, and following the tuition structure fee for that amount of credits. I think that is all the questions that we've received today. But if you do have other questions, please submit them to futurestudent@brocky.ca. We are very happy to get in touch with you to provide you with detailed answers to your questions, for sure.
Quick note for any students who have outstanding documents, whether it be a resume, transcripts, EPT scores, English proficiency test scores, please ensure you upload those documents directly to your portal as soon as possible so the admissions department can quickly go through your files. And if you have questions about your program or thinking about changing your program, feel free to get in contact with us, and we'd be happy to chat with you.
That's it. So thank you for joining us today. Feel free to get in contact with us. I know we will be in the office at 6 a.m. on Wednesday, which is June 19th at 6 a.m. for course registration. So if you run into any issues or have any questions with your course registration, feel free to email us at futurestudent@brocky.ca, to call us at 905-688-5550, extension 4293, which is on the screen, or actually tune into our chat. There's a live chat available as well on discover.brocky.ca so that you can actually type in your questions, and we're happy to answer them. So good luck on Wednesday, and if you have any questions, we're looking forward to getting in touch with you soon.